You guys, I received this epic session this week from Demetria and Erin. I mean, I got two of them at once. I got the body work, the gem work, the intuitive energy healing, and also sound healing to my soul song. Demetria plays the cello, and she uses Tibetan singing bowls to kind of scan your body and know what you need, what tones, what bowls, what vibrations to remove any dissonance. And I want to talk about my experience because it was really powerful, but also the framework. I want you to understand how I read energy and how I work with vibration and frequency. So this was like a perfect experiment that we entered into, because I could literally track what they were doing and understand what they were doing and regurgitate it back to them, and also give precision into what was happening with my body because I was so aware. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am the owner of Vibratory Alchemy, and I have trained vibratory alchemy practitioners that work with your body, that work with frequency to actually open you up to more of you and what you're meant to do here. Because you see, when you change the frequency within you, you enter a whole new bandwidth of capacity and receptivity. And when you do that, you're able to receive more information, right? And all the stuff that doesn't serve you starts to get alchemized and transmuted and worked out, right? So that you're feeling more fit for service. And this is so important for leaders who are creating movements, massive impact, serving so many people. You've got to open yourself to recharge and refuel. And so many of us are really, really good at giving, but we're not really good at receiving, right? We're the ones that hold it all together. We can constantly do, and we're the strong ones. But who do you go to receive from? And especially if you are somebody that's very intuitive, like the three of us, you hold a caliber of standards of who you want to receive from, because you want clean energy. You want somebody who knows what they're doing. So when you're in an environment of safety and you're trusting the practitioner, and you know the practitioner is masterful at their craft, you're more open to receive. So before I went into this process, I spent about an hour vocal toning and chanting with my harmonium just to open up my channel so I could receive. Like, I was doing my own inner work to open and setting my own intentions. And sound has a powerful way of amplifying your intentions. So when I got there, I was ready. And I also wanted to be a really good vehicle to be able to showcase to them what they were doing and how it impacted me, to also elevate them with new downloads and ideas that can transform their business and the way they work. And this is why we're such like a powerful trio coming together in this way. So this was like so much fun. It went way beyond just the session. It made us remember how you can make money and do what you love with so much fun and play. But let's like get into the good stuff, because I'm going to share some personal stuff. And if this doesn't resonate, then just scroll on by. But if you want to know what happened with me in the session and what it opened, I'm going to share that right now. So I got on the table. Now, know that this was body work too, okay? So I did get massage. She did work on my feet. She worked with citrine, aquamarine, and pink tourmaline, and clear quartz. Erin, put in the comments if you're watching this if I'm missing any, but I think those are all the gemstones that you worked with. So those were important, right? Because that is vibrational medicine in itself. Each gemstone, each crystal holds a certain property, and when you work with it on the body, you're literally entraining those frequencies into you so that you can start embodying more of that energy. So then pair that with the energy work and the body work Erin's doing, and then the sound Demetria was doing. You can really target deeper places that you could not normally access with one or the other, right? We're multidimensional beings, right? So these kind of things get to deeper layers. So as I was sitting there, I felt my left ovary, and Erin literally went over to my left ovary and she started working on it. And as she was working on it, she's like, do you feel that? And I'm like, yeah. And I knew it was the left side of my body, my left ovary. It was all around receptivity. And I knew when I was doing the vocal toning this morning that this was about me being open to receive more. A lot of us are changing the way we do our business, changing the way we lead, drawing lines in the sand of what we are no longer available for, right? If you're with me, you can answer in the comments, right? Let me know. And we're opening ourselves to receive more on a whole new level, more wealth, more love, more harmonious connections, not settling anymore. And so as she was working on this, I was like, wow, I feel like I'm literally getting a new ovary. And let me explain that. That's not a woo concept. Like, this is real. In your auric field, your energy field, every organ that you have actually has a blueprint, right? And when that blueprint starts to get distorted on an energetic level, it trickles down into physical illness and physical manifestations. So not only was she working with my blueprint of the ovary, she was also working, she was doing some myofascia release in that area. And I knew that this was connected to my maternal line. Now, I come from a history of cystic ovaries, endometriosis, ovarian cancer. There's all these things in my family, lots of women's health issues in my family. And that comes from being hard on yourself, a procrastinator. Can you relate? A lot of women have these parts when there is, self-abandonment, lack of self-love. And I was like, this needs to go for my next level. Any remnants that I'm carrying of being hard on myself needs to go so I can receive more. And it gets passed down to us, right? You say sometimes you never want to be like certain people in your family, but it's like it's automatic, right? Until we start to shed those layers. So anyways, she was working with that, and then the pink tourmaline in that area to infuse me with more love, self-love, divine feminine softness, energy, nourishment. Okay, so then Demetria comes over and she brings the sound bowl over, the D note, right? Those of you who don't know, the D note is for sacral energy, sacral chakra, creativity, right? Sensuality, sexuality. And so she started playing that, and the pitch was off. Okay, it wasn't the normal sound of the bowl because I had dissonance in my field. We were trying to break that up. And so they were both working on me simultaneously. And then the note went so deep and so beautiful, and it came into harmony, and it was so emotional. Like, we all felt it in that moment. And I was like, oh my gosh, my whole field just got reconfigured. And when I say I feel like I got a new ovary, it was like that blueprint got restored. It got cleared of the dissonance that I've been carrying that has blocked certain levels of receiving. Okay, we all have this. Nobody's perfect, right? So as we worked more with that, Demetria was playing the G sharp note for me, which is not normally a note on her cello that she would choose to play for anyone. She was actually like, oh my gosh, intuitively it wants to be a G sharp. That's not the prettiest sound. And it's the sound that I needed. And it took me so deep into my body that I felt the waves, the new flow in my body, the internal waters getting activated in my body, because this was all about receiving more divine flow, feminine flow. And I'm a very fiery being. those of you who follow me, who know me, you know I'm passionate, I'm fiery. So this was like calming to my system. And Erin's energy and the way she comes into your field is just like cool water, like a cool breeze, just calming you and softening you guys. And the energy work was masterful. And it was so fun because we were like these 3 scientists, really, I think we are vibrational doctors. And I am going to just say that because I could feel that is the work that we've done in other lifetimes, is we open people up, we bring them back to themselves through frequency. And it's so important right now because we're all returning more to who we truly are, right? There's always another level of what's happening, who am I becoming for this next chapter, this next cycle of my mission? What do I want to do in this period of my life right now? How can I receive more of me? And how can I receive support from others so I can actually expand my capacity to build it and lead it and not compromise myself and abandon myself in the process? And so it was so powerful because I think, and especially as women, men too, but I want to speak to women right now because of how this was working on my ovary, my left ovary, and how just everything that took place. Is you are so worthy of receiving, and your worth is not equated to how much you're doing, and you have to get your cup filled too. And it's time for you to receive support too. So I really think that was such a beautiful experience, and Erin and Demetria are going to be opening up those experiences, and the 3 of us are going to be exploring other things together too. So we'll keep you posted, but definitely follow Erin and Demetria and contact them because that session was so magical. Oh, okay. One more part. This is really vulnerable. So it turned on my sexual energy in a whole new way. It was like, it got me flowing again, like divine flow. Like, and I'm talking about sexual and sensual energy where like I went for a walk in the park and the sounds of the water were like ecstasy and bliss in my body. Being with the trees and just being alive, I felt turned on by it. I was like, I'm literally turned on by being alive right now. And if anybody knows, that's like a huge reset when you hit that bliss frequency, that sensual frequency, and you're like, oh my God, this is just so amazing. And we need more of that, because when you're in your bliss and your ecstasy, especially, you know, as a woman, you're fucking magnetic. And if you're turned on by life, things flow to you and it becomes more play and more joy, and it's infectious, it's contagious. And so I'm not trying to promote Demetria and Erin as in activating your sexual energy. I'm just saying my experience. But I felt really alive again. It felt so good. So, wow, this is 15 minutes. Those of you who stayed and watched this whole thing, let me know in the comments what you think, what you feel from this. And I also am just going to drop this. I have a Business Energetics 2-hour online event happening this Monday, September. Why do I keep saying September 22nd? It's June 22nd, right after solstice. If you want more details and you want to join me, just DM Build and I'll give them to you. I would love to have you. Much love. Mwah.